Welcome to Stacktastic, the weekly web show that gets you ready to walk into the comic book store on Wednesday. Christmas is just around the corner, so you know what that means. Time to load up on plenty of comic books to help you enjoy your time off from school or work. So on that note, let's stock up your stack. First up, DC Comics. It seems to be Ladies' Night this week at DC as their top female characters take center stage. Now, I don't know about you, but I didn't think anyone but Gail Simone could write Birds of Prey. But I'm happy to say that Dwayne Zirinsky has proven me wrong, with a little help from Jesus Saiz' artwork. I'm enjoying the new Birds of Prey lineup, particularly the addition of Poison Ivy, but something's been missing. Barbara Gordon? She's back this week in Batgirl mode, this time joining her fellow birds in the field. Now, while plenty of people have been abuzz about Barbara Gordon's repaired spinal cord, even more people are buzzing about the disrepair of Selina Kyle's image. But personally, I'm really enjoying the new Catwoman. While plenty of people have spoken out against the sexuality of this book, you gotta admire that Catwoman is still one of the few female characters surviving on her own, both in a comic book universe and the comic book store. She's not any male character's daughter, cousin, sister, or significant other, and her book continues on as another publisher cancels its female solo titles left and right. And hey, thanks to Darwin Cook's reboot, Selina Kyle is all noir, and noir has always been a little dirty. Another female character that's benefited from a reboot is Wonder Woman, whose book also comes out this week. In case you missed the major headlines, Diana is no longer born of clay, but of Zeus himself. Only time will tell how this new origin story will affect the character and her standing in the big three, but so far, so good. Then in Fables, Rose Red takes center stage in this 40-page special Christmas issue. And if you still haven't jumped on the Fables bandwagon, what's taking you so long? A few Christmases ago, I bought myself the first 5 trades and finished them by New Year's. As for Marvel, this week is all about answers. In Fantastic Four, we get the answer to last month's cliffhanger that Johnny Storm is not dead. Yeah, we all saw it coming. I mean, who didn't read that ending and say, duh, he just went supernova after the door closed? But while Johnny's time in the negative zone might as well be called Planet Human Torch, I'm kinda psyched to meet this new Johnny Storm. Plus, the arm is badass. Now, over in Generation Hope, I was surprised to see Sebastian Shaw featured in the teasers for Regenesis. How's that gonna work? Well, this week we begin to find out as Hope and her team come across Shaw in Pakistan. Then in Wolverine and the X-Men, we get to find out exactly why Quentin Quire was brought back into the X-Men universe. It's to do something cool, right? I really hope it's to do something cool. But the answer I'm most excited for is in X Factor, where we finally get to witness Layla Miller's premonition that she and Jamie Madrox will be gutted on their honeymoon. Peter David's been teasing us for a long time with this one, and the guy isn't one to disappoint. And remember how I said we were going to stock up your stack? Well, get ready to add an inch or so with the Life of Bucky Barnes hardcover trade. If you didn't pick this up in single issues, let me say, boy did you miss out. Ed Brubaker and Mark Andreyko do very nice work with the writing, but it's artist Chris Samney who makes this an instant classic. If you're a Steve Rude fan or a Captain America fan, I think you'll be very happy. So when you're at the comic book store this week, I suggest you treat yourself. Hey, it's Christmas, right? Now, outside of the big two, this week I recommend you pick up Life with Archie. Archie Comics has really been doing a wonderful job diversifying the brand, and this week's Life with Archie showcases 2 of those efforts. First, Life with Archie, which tells 2 stories, one where Archie married Veronica and one where he married Betty, and is Archie for adults. If you feel you outgrew Archie years ago, I've got news for you. He's grown up too, at least in this title. Now, the other big news for Archie Comics has been the introduction of Kevin Keller, an openly gay student at Riverdale High. This character has been a huge hit with readers and meant a lot to a number of gay and lesbian teens as well. Now, Kevin Keller joins the Life with Archie storyline as the older version gets married. Archie Comics has been handling both this grown-up storyline and Kevin Keller in a mature and respectful manner, and I think it's worth your time to check it out. Have you been reading Regenesis? Well, I have, and I have to say I'm firmly on Team Wolverine. The first issue of Wolverine and the X-Men was a real joy to read, down to the clever little touches like the class list at the end of the issue. However, I have to say that with issue number 2, I felt let down. Not only was the school aspect of the story relegated to the background, but I am not liking this new Hellfire Club. Why? Well, remember when you were a kid and you'd shoot your friend with a ray gun, only to have them say they had their ray gun force field up, and then you'd say you sent a spy to dismantle their force field, and then they'd say they turned your spy, and this just went on forever until nobody wanted to play anymore? Well, that's what I feel this new Hellfire Club is like. Watching them fight Wolverine and company in issue 2 was like watching Calvinball, only Calvinball had the sense to last just one page and make a joke about how frustrating it was. Part of the fun of the X-Men, to me at least, is figuring out how to match their powers either together or against each other. That and the fact the X-Men went to school. Issue 2 had neither, so I'm really hoping we can wrap this all up in issue 3 and get back to the good stuff. And the cover to issue number 4 does look promising. What do you think of the new Hellfire Club? And do you prefer your Wolverine and the X-Men in class or recess? Be sure to share your thoughts down below, as well as your own reading suggestions for this week. I'm Grace Randolph for Think About the Ink, and I hope you have a very Merry Christmas.